Another black man. Another black man folds on the bag again. Folds on the bag again. These NFL players, bro, always going to jail, doing crazy stuff. Look, man, this is basically David Arnett. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. I think Microphone did a video about him before. He had a gun or whatever like that. He threatened John Gruden or something about him, I guess, going on a bench or whatever. I can't really read it too much right there. Basically, ex-NFL first round pick throws his life away in the worst way possible. Shout out to Microphone, man. Shout out to Microphone. Because this is going to be some juicy stuff. Y'all know how Microphone get, bro. He go crazy, man, with the stories and stuff like that, man. But anyways, man, let's get into the intro. Yo, what's up, Swag? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Keon Laura, a.k.a. KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Look, man, you already know what time it is, man. I keep it real on this channel. I am not going to be fake or say anything fake. I mean, I keep it real. Just another black man doing something dumb. Like, why? NFL too. Just give them more stuff to talk about us. That's crazy.
Raider Damon
Let's see what he did now.
Court today. He was arrested after police were called about a man with a gun at a casino. Arnett was signed by the Kansas City Chiefs after the Raiders released him this season. He was released by his new team after this arrest.
I gotta admit, I am really freaking excited now that we officially got NFL training camp here. I'm gonna do my absolute best to cover each and every aspect of training camp. I'm gonna need your guys' help. Make sure you tag me on Twitter, tag me on Instagram in the stories that you want me to cover the most, and I'm going to be scrambling like a maniac trying to cover as much as possible. Unfortunately, we're opening up our training camp with some news that doesn't necessarily pertain to a player that is in the NFL currently. It's actually a really sad story, and as much as I love redemption arcs, this is just something that's getting more and more sad in my opinion. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe,
and more and more sad,
to help the channel grow, especially because this video is probably going to get demonetized because there's a lot of weapons in this video, man. If you want shorter versions of this content, make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's at The Flight Mike for Instagram and at Microphone NFL for TikTok. And now that we got all that out of the way, break!
A lot of weapons. Oh, man. What did this dude do now? Millions of dollars. And the Chiefs needed a corner. Like, the Chiefs need corners bad. Y'all show what the Bills did.
What's going on, everybody? If you remember a few years ago, the Las Vegas Raiders decided that they didn't want to pay Khalil Mack a tremendous sum of money, and they opted to trade Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. Now, since then, recently, Khalil Mack was traded to the Los Angeles Chargers, and we actually have a short on whether this was one of the worst trades in NFL history for both sides, but that's besides the point. The reason I'm bringing this up is what the Las Vegas Raiders got in return for Khalil Mack, at least one of the picks they got in return for Khalil Mack, was a draft pick from the Chicago Bears, which eventually became the 19th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft. So 7 picks after they drafted Henry Ruggs, who we all know what happened with him, and we recently made an update video on him, they decided to select Damon Arnett out of Ohio State University, which at the time was considered to be a little bit of a reach. But at the end of the day, Damon Arnett officially became a first-round pick by doing that. Now, whenever you get drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, especially if you're going to be playing in Nevada, chances are you're going to be in a pretty solid financial situation, even if you become a colossal draft bust. All you have to do is make sure that you stay on the field and you'll get your money. And as a matter of fact, Damon Arnett signed a 4-year, $13.4 million contract with the Raiders with a $7.3 million signing bonus bonus, and $13.4 million of that was guaranteed at signing. He was under contract until the 2024 season. The man barely made it a year in the NFL, unfortunately, because the very first piece of news that we got last year, very shortly after we found out the unfortunate tragedy that occurred as a result of Henry Ruggs' irresponsible drinking and driving incident, was that Damon Arnett decided to post a video onto social media of him threatening an individual with a weapon.
Hey, pull up, lame man. I swear to God, I will kill you, nigga. On everything I love, I will kill you, nigga. You talking crazy.
Oh, I thought it was at John Gruden. Tripping.
Like, I really did kill you, nigga. I real deal kill you, my nigga. I will real deal kill you, my nigga. And I ain't the only one here, too, nigga.
So as a result of this, the Las Vegas Raiders already had kind of like a no-tolerance policy at this point. This was during the period where after the emails came out in regards to John Gruden, they decided to move on from John Gruden. Once they found out what happened to Henry Ruggs, they wasted no time in cutting Henry Ruggs. So when they saw that Damon Arnett had this video leaked onto his social media, which, to be honest, it didn't start with him directly posting it onto a story. It was him sending a message to somebody that told him and was trolling him, saying that he was going to pull up to Damon Arnett's home, and Damon Arnett sent this message back, a video of him with weapons, saying, if you pull up to my house, I will pretty much kill you. I'm not saying this was the smartest decision by Damon Arnett, but I could understand what elicited such a reaction out of him. Maybe he feared for his life and he felt like he needed to intimidate the individual that said he was going to drive over to his house. Either way, as a result of it, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to cut him. But since the situation seemed a little murky, and I guess some people were able to empathize with the Las Vegas Raiders, Damon Arnett still got a chance. After all, this guy was a first-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Whether you consider him to be a reach or not, still, if a player was a first-round pick in the NFL Draft, only lasted a season in the NFL, teams are going to give him a chance. So a few months later, the Miami Dolphins signed Damon Arnett for a few weeks to their practice squad. When his contract expired, a team that's notorious for giving second chances. I mean, an individual that's notorious for giving second chances. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs decided to sign Damon Arnett to his practice squad. Now, historically, this has kind of worked out for Andy Reid. He gave Michael Vick a second chance, Tyreek Hill a second chance. Recently, he signed DeAndre Baker to his practice squad, and this is just all off the top of my head. So this was a great opportunity for Damon Arnett to really focus on football and try to get himself back into the league. But unfortunately, 9 days after this happened, Damon Arnett was arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, and 2 counts of possession of controlled substances in Las Vegas. And in his arrest, according to TMZ, what we also found out was he reportedly pointed a gun at a valet and asked him to give him his motherfucking keys. The exact report says that the cops received a call about a man who allegedly pulled a gun after becoming irate with the valet at the Park MGM Resort. Las Vegas Metro PD say that they located Arnett driving a black G-Wagon around 6 p.m. on Las Vegas Boulevard. When they pulled him over, they say that they located 2 guns in the car. One of the weapons was found on a passenger, a Glock 36, and the other was found next to where Damon Arnett was seated. As for the incident that led to the arrest, a Park MGM employee said he retrieved a prompt to retrieve the Benz. However, when the valet delivered the car, he asked to see Damon Arnett's ticket, which Arnett said that he lost. That's when Damon Arnett got mad, saying, "Give me my motherfucking keys." Shortly after, the valet said things took a turn for the worse. The male employee claims he heard a gun clock, and when he looked up, Damon Arnett was pointing the firearm at him and again demanded his car. Arnett eventually got his keys and left, and the police were called. Damon was pulled over and arrested shortly after. So the police took a look at the surveillance video, and what they saw was the fact that Damon Arnett was literally on camera with a handgun that was concealed from his pants and placed it on the driver's side interior door. Police say that it appeared that Arnett got mad and started yelling at the attendant. The argument continued, and Arnett then appeared to reach down and charge his pistol using both hands, which, by the way, charging a handgun is to cock the handle. Now, it got even worse in this instance because police say they found 3 baggies of coke totaling 1.8 grams in his pocket. They asked Arnett about the powder, and he told them it was ketamine, but that it was not his.
What is ketamine?
Ketamine isn't technically a narcotic narcotics, so the charge for that would be a little worse, but I'm not exactly sure. So cops say they found 13.5 ounces of what appeared to be the devil's lettuce, which was alleged, but it hadn't been tested, and Damon admitted to having a large amount of pot in his case for personal consumption. Arnett was booked on 4 felony charges, including carrying a concealed weapon, assault, and drug possession. And ever since then...
Oh yeah, he not getting out. If he going in there with all that, bro, he not getting out unless he paying a good couple millions. But he ain't getting out. That's crazy as hell.
And he was out of the league. So the good news for Damon Arnett is the fact that since this information came out, no charges will be filed against Damon Arnett for pointing a gun at the valet in January. But the bad news is that Damon Arnett is once again in the spotlight for the absolute worst possible reason. So according to TMZ once again, ex-Raiders defensive back Damon Arnett is arrested again, and he's booked on a drug charge. So more legal trouble for former Las Vegas first-round pick Damon Arnett. He was just arrested again, this time after cops say they found a coke-like substance in his pocket during a traffic stop. According to police documents obtained by TMZ Sports, Arnett was pulled over twice in his gray Dodge Charger on Monday night/Tuesday morning in Miami Beach, Florida. During the first stop, which police say occurred at around 8:56 p.m. on Monday, cops say in the documents that they found Arnett had been driving on a suspended license and issued him a citation. According to the documents, cops say they told him he was not permitted to drive the vehicle until his license was reinstated, though they did say they permitted another licensed driver to drive the vehicle from the traffic stop. Cops, though, claim in the documents that hours later, at around 12:48 a.m. on Tuesday, they noticed Arnett driving the same car, so they pulled him over again. I mean, dude, at this point, you just gotta be kidding me. Like, he just keeps making worse and worse decisions for himself. It gets even worse. During that stop, cops said in the documents, as soon as they verified he was, in fact, the driver of the car, they placed him under arrest and cited him for knowingly driving with a suspended license. But during the arrest, cops say they searched Arnett's person and found a small baggie containing a white powdery substance consistent with that of coke in his front pants pocket. They say they also found a straw that was cut into a small piece resembling a device that is common for coke usage. Jail records show Arnett was booked at 3:09 a.m. on 3 charges: possession of a controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. It's unclear if he's bonded out yet. And then it started to give a summary of what they knew about Arnett, but we had an update as of 9 a.m. this morning saying that while Arnett found more legal trouble in Florida on Tuesday morning, he at least got some good news in regards to his court case in Las Vegas hours later. TMZ Sports has confirmed prosecutors have dropped the charges against him there. As we reported, Arnett was hit with 5 felonies in January after he was accused of pulling a gun on a valet. We've reached out to Clark County's DA's office for comment on why the case was dropped, but so far, no word back yet. I'm gonna be honest, man, I just really hate stories like this, and I guess the reason why I bring them up is more of a cautionary tale for all of us, because this young man had opportunity after opportunity to truly make a great life for himself, and this has been an unfortunate theme for multiple Las Vegas Raiders players over the past year. These are golden opportunities to not only set yourself up for generational wealth, doing something that you absolutely love to do, but set your bloodline up, set your family up for future generations, years and years down the line. I mean, you don't even need to be an NFL superstar in order to make the most out of this opportunity and set your families up for generational wealth. And I guess what bothers me is Damon Arnett messed up the first time, which I empathized with him. Maybe I have too much empathy as a person and that's my downfall, but I empathized with his mess up during the first time. Although I personally wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't send anyone a video of me pulling a weapon and threatening their lives, but I understand he did that out of fear. But after he went to the Miami Dolphins and then went to the Kansas City Chiefs, he had this golden opportunity to get his life back on track. And then he pulled a weapon out on a valet, and then they found a white substance on him. And the thing that bothers me the most is, once again, he made the same mistake. He drove with a suspended license, they let him go, and then he drove with a suspended license again with a substance in his vehicle. And I guess the only thing that we could take away from this is just don't make this mistake. Learn from your mistakes, man. Honestly, I wish the best for him. I hope he gets his life together. I really hate hearing stories like this, but since we covered it in the past, I figured I'd bring you guys an update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, he tripping, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. He tripping. Dave Arnett, bro, you had hella chances and just messed up every time. That's crazy. I wish I had those chances. 13 million. You tripping. You tripping. All right, see you guys next video.